Folks, Desert Boy here. As you know, we're getting into fall a little more, and sometimes it makes us think about wanting to get some range time and whatnot. And ever so often we think about our favorites, that maybe we haven't had a chance to look at for a while, and also maybe some of our favorite calibers. So for me, one of those is really what was my first weapon, which was this nice Springfield Armory 1911 A1 and Mil-Spec. And we'll check the weapon safe. There's no magazine in here, as you can see. The gun is empty. One of the things I like about these, magazine is empty, as you can see. Both magazines are empty. And I went out to go from revolvers to semi-autos. This was what I'd always dreamed of having. Some of you may have seen the old Johnny Eagle Lieutenants as a kid. They were a toy that had a magazine and it had bullets, and they were spring-loaded and all that. So very realistic compared to the actual firearm. So anyway, I just thought this was the one. This was what I always kind of wanted. And I said, well, going from being a revolver guy, let's just go with the very basic early on type of semi-autos, which had safeties, were single action, and of course 1911 has a great reputation, just like many other firearms like the 38 Special, Model 10s and before, and so forth. So as far as the various firearms. So anyway, I'm thinking about, boy, I'd sure like to go to the range. I was watching one of my favorite video channels the other day, and they were profiling a Dan Wesson 1911 Commander, and I was just like, I'd really like to kind of go out and take mine to the range. It's been a little while. So anyway, once again, the gun's empty. Bring the trigger down here. Sometimes we think about our favorites. Well, for me, one of my other favorites that I had is something. What else have I been looking at? Well, one of the things that I've been thinking about is I had a hunting rifle that I gave up that was in my favorite caliber. For years, I always wanted a Remington 700 BDL. A couple of my friends had them, and I really liked that particular round and shooting it when I was younger. By the time I went to buy one, the Remington 700 BDL was, Remington in general was having some trigger issues. This is several years ago. And so somebody mentioned to me, I said, well, why don't you try a Tikka? So I said, yeah, that sounds interesting. And I read up on them and found out, I think overall, I think Beretta owns them. Tikka was made by Seiko or Sako, however you want to pronounce that, finished in Finland. And I ended up getting a Tikka T3 Light with a stainless steel barrel, and then 270 Winchester, and it was a great gun. And then of course I spent probably $200 or $300 more than what I paid for the rifle, which at that time was probably about $700. Spent about $1,000 on a GS3 Steiner scope, which was really nice glass. I'll tell you, that was it had nice color contrast, and at 200 yards it didn't take much to get it pretty well zeroed in. But never going to go hunting where I was living at, and I just said, well, kind of in a position where maybe I needed to think about getting rid of a couple things, and so I said, okay, I'm going to give that up. Anyway, so what did I do about the Remington 270 situation? And you got a box back here. Here's a big old box. And what's this box say on it? This box says Hawa Sporting Rifle. Okay, now I didn't know what a Hawa was. Wasn't too familiar with them. Started looking at them. This is where you have to do what's best for you. If there's a caliber that you like, that you prefer, that works best for you, And that's what you need to research on, investigate, and find out if that's really the case. For me, it's a little snappy for me as I'm getting a little older, but hey, I have a 45-70, so it's not like I don't have rifles that have more kick to them, depending on the ammunition. Anyway, so I went out and I did some research on this, and we'll go more depth into this, but I just wanted to show you that little unboxing here where I went out and I got this guy. And best thing about this was it was a package, because I'm kind of on a limited budget, like a lot of us are at times. And so, and as you can see here, this is a nice basic sporting rifle, 270 Winchester. Supposed to have sub-MOA group. When I did my research, I found out that Howa actually makes the actions for the Weatherby series of rifle, so Weatherby Vanguards. And so, although they're made in Japan, they have really good reputation. And we'll check this one unloaded. You can see it's unloaded, and it has a bottom release here, which I'll be honest with you, not having read the manual yet. There you go. See, there's a spring release there, so we can see the magazine is empty. But anyway, our magazine, is empty there. So there's no rounds in here. And it's got a Nikko-Stirling Game King combo, this is called, with the Howa. It's got a nice Hogue green stock, very grippy. It's kind of heavy for a 270. It's not nearly as light as my Tikka T3, but that's fine, because my plans for it is, you know, to get ready to maybe go hunting eventually. So it'll give me a time to get ready for that, since we're already into hunting season. That'd be good to talk about one, though I'm not really, haven't been a hunter since I went with my dad as a kid. And I haven't really gone deer hunting, although I've wanted to for a long time. So to me, this is the consummate deer hunting round for me. A lot of people, it's 30-06, 308, 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 Swede, you know, whatever works for you. Some people even use, you know, 25-06 or 7mm08 because they don't want to have this kind of recoil. Some people like 7mm. Some people like 300 Win Magnum. So it just depends on what you're doing. But you know, of course, with smaller caliber, you want to make sure your accuracy is up. So I'll be spending my time over the next year, you know, practicing, getting familiar, getting this dialed in, making sure this is really the right scope for it, and so forth. I haven't looked at it, but supposedly this has a red-green reticle and so forth. This whole package, about $500. So it's kind of hard to beat that when you're just getting back into doing something. We'll see how it performs. I'm planning on taking it to the range tomorrow and trying it out. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. And I'm going to take my other favorite there, my old 1911 with me, and get out there with a couple of my old favorites that I really got when I first started getting back into firearms, other than having a 22 and a 357 Magnum. So have a good day. Be safe out there in everything you do. Always follow all your local, state, and federal firearms laws and regulations, especially when it comes to carry and concealed carry. Make sure you got all your CCW permits. Get all the training you can. Make sure you get plenty of practice. And as always, as I said before, be safe out there no matter what you're doing.